All right, so picture this. You're a potential client and you're desperately, searching online for a trustworthy accountant.
Yeah,
What's the first thing you're going to do?
head to Google.
Yep, you hit Google. And that brings us to today's deep dive.
Please don't.
You shared some material with me about accounting website templates and how they could be a game changer for your online presence.
It's interesting you use the term game changer because that's exactly what a website has become for accounting professionals today. I mean, it's your virtual storefront. It's your 24/7 marketing machine. And how you build that storefront, whether it's with a, custom design or a template, can have a big impact on your success.
Okay, so let's unpack this template idea. I'll confess, when I first saw this topic, I thought snooze fest. But the source we're looking at claims some of these templates cost less than $100. Suddenly I'm paying attention. So tell me more about why someone would go this route.
Well, imagine you're a solo CPA just starting out, or maybe you're a small firm with a tight budget. Building a custom website can easily set you back thousands of dollars. The source we're looking at cites average costs that are, significantly higher than using a template. So for some, that low cost of entry for a template is incredibly appealing.
Yeah, it's like getting your foot in the digital door without breaking the bank.
Yeah.
The source also highlighted speed as a major advantage.
Absolutely. With the template, you're not starting from scratch. You have a pre-designed structure, often with elements specifically tailored for accounting firms. I mean, the source even gave a few examples. Think client portal links integration with CRM software. That's customer relationship management, by the way, for those who aren't familiar. So you can manage all your client interactions seamlessly. They even have built-in sections for resources like tax guides. That's huge time savings right there.
I'm seeing a theme here.
Mm-hmm.
Time is money. And the source also mentions that most of these templates are pretty user-friendly, right? No need to be a coding wizard.
No. Exactly. Most modern templates use a drag and drop interface, so you can customize the content and layout without needing to touch a line of code, which means you can focus on, well, being an accountant, not a web developer.
Okay. So far, templates are sounding pretty darn good, but the source didn't shy away from the potential drawbacks either. It seemed particularly concerned about the SEO implications. Can you explain why that's such a big deal?
It all comes down to visibility. I mean, a website is only effective if people can find it. Search engine optimization, or SEO, is how you make sure your website shows up high in search results when someone Googles, say, accountants in your city. The source we're looking at suggests that some templates are poorly optimized for SEO, meaning they could actually hurt your chances of ranking well.
Hmm. I'm curious, they kept mentioning something called schema markup as being important for SEO. What was the deal with that?
Think of schema markup as a way of speaking Google's language. It's code that you add to your website to give search engines a clearer understanding of your content. It's like giving them a cheat sheet to help them categorize and rank your site. A well-structured template will include schema markup, but some of the cheaper, more basic ones might skip this crucial element.
And that can make a big difference in how many potential clients actually find your website. So not all templates are created equal when it comes to SEO.
Precisely. You definitely want to do your research and make sure the template you choose is built with SEO best practices in mind, or be prepared to invest in some additional SEO support to compensate.
Another concern the source raised was the cookie cutter problem. Help me understand that one.
Well, if you're using a popular template, there's a good chance other accounting firms are using it too. This means your website might look very similar to your competitors, making it harder to stand out from the crowd.
You want to showcase what makes your firm unique, not blend in with the masses, especially in a competitive field like accounting.
Right. If you're offering specialized services or targeting a niche market, a cookie cutter website won't do you any favors. And the source also pointed out that templates might not be as scalable as a custom-built website.
So as your firm grows and evolves, a template could start to feel a bit restrictive.
Yeah.
That's something to think about for sure.
It is. A custom site gives you much more flexibility to adapt and integrate new features or services as your business needs change.
Okay, so we've got the good and the bad on templates. I'm starting to see why this deep dive is more intriguing than I initially thought.
It really highlights the importance of understanding both the opportunities and the potential pitfalls of using a template, because ultimately your website is an investment in your firm's future.
As we're talking about the pros and cons of templates, one thing that keeps popping up in the source is this idea of user experience, or UX as they call it. And it seems like Google is placing more and more emphasis on this when ranking websites. Why is that such a big deal, especially in the context of accounting websites?
It makes sense when you think about it. Google's goal is to provide the best possible search results for its users, right? So if someone is searching for an accountant, they want to find a website that is easy to navigate, that loads quickly, and that provides the information they need in a clear and concise way. A website that's frustrating to use, well, that's a bad user experience, and Google doesn't want to send people to those sites.
So a poorly designed website could actually hurt your SEO, even if you've done everything else right in terms of keywords and content.
Absolutely. And that's where custom websites can sometimes have an edge because you have more control over the design functionality and overall user experience. You can create a site that is truly optimized for both humans and search engines.
But hold on a minute. Some might argue that a poorly done custom site is even worse than a good template.
Yeah.
You could end up with a website that's a visual disaster, hard to navigate, not mobile friendly at all. What are your thoughts on that?
That's a valid point. Just because you go custom doesn't automatically guarantee a great user experience. You need to work with skilled designers and developers who understand UX principles and best practices. It's an investment not just in terms of money, but also in finding the right team.
So it's not as simple as saying custom is always better when it comes to UX.
Not at all. It's about making informed decisions, understanding your needs, and choosing the approach that aligns best with your budget and your long-term goals.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit and go back to something we touched on earlier, the idea of niche specialization. The source mentioned that templates can be a good fit for firms offering standard services like tax preparation.
Hmm.
But what about those accountants who cater to specific industries or have unique areas of expertise?
That's where templates can start to show their limitations. If you're, say, a forensic accountant specializing in fraud investigations, or you focus on tax strategies for real estate investors, a generic template probably won't cut it. You need a website that reflects your specialized knowledge and speaks directly to your target audience.
So it's all about showcasing what makes you different from the competition, highlighting those unique selling points that set you apart.
Exactly. And a custom website gives you the freedom to do that, that you can tailor the design, content, and functionality to really emphasize your niche expertise and attract the right clients.
The source also talked about scalability as your firm grows. You might want to add new services, expand your team, or integrate new technologies. How do templates and custom websites stack up in terms of being able to handle that kind of growth?
This is where custom websites have a clear advantage. A template, by its very nature, has a fixed structure. You can customize it to a certain extent, but you're ultimately limited by the framework of the template itself. With a custom site, you have more control over how your website evolves along with your business. You can easily add new pages, integrate new features, and adapt to changing market demands.
So you're not necessarily painted into a corner with a custom site.
Not at all. You have the flexibility to make changes and updates as needed without being constrained by the limitations of a pre-designed template.
You know, it's interesting to me that while the source we're looking at is about accounting website templates, it actually does a pretty good job of highlighting the benefits of custom websites as well.
It seems like they're trying to present a balanced view, recognizing that there's no one-size-fits-all answer.
Which is really helpful for someone who is trying to weigh their options and make an informed decision.
It's all about understanding the nuances, the trade-offs, and choosing the path that aligns best with your individual circumstances.
And it seems like SEO is a constant thread running through all of this, no matter what type of website you choose. It's not going to do you much good if it's buried on page 10 of the search results.
That's why SEO should be a top priority from day one, whether you're doing it yourself or working with a professional. You need to make sure your website is optimized to attract both human visitors and those ever-important search engine bots.
Speaking of human visitors, let's circle back to the user experience. The source mentioned how Google is increasingly prioritizing websites that are fast, easy to navigate, and mobile-friendly. But why is this trend happening now? It's not like speed and ease of use were suddenly invented last week.
Well, think about how people are accessing the internet these days. It's increasingly on mobile devices, often with limited data plans or spotty Wi-Fi connections. So a slow-loading website is not just an inconvenience, it's a deal breaker, and Google knows this. They want to keep their users happy, so they're rewarding websites that provide a seamless, enjoyable experience regardless of the device.
So it's not just about looking good, it's about functionality and performance too. And that has implications for both template and custom website designs.
Absolutely. If you're using a template, make sure it's mobile responsive and optimized for speed. If you're going custom, work with developers who understand these principles and can build a site that meets these high standards.
You know, we've covered a lot of ground here, exploring both the technical aspects and the strategic considerations involved in choosing a website for your accounting firm.
It's been a fascinating deep dive unpacking the complexities of a decision that many accounting professionals face.
Right. So we've, journeyed deep into the world of accounting websites, exploring everything from the allure of budget-friendly templates to the power of custom-built online experiences. So now let's distill all this knowledge into some actionable takeaways for our listener.
I think the biggest takeaway, and this came through loud and clear in the source material, is that your website is so much more than just an online brochure. It's your primary marketing tool, the first impression you make on potential clients in this digital age.
It's like that virtual storefront we talked about earlier. You wouldn't just throw open the doors of a physical office without giving some thought to the design, the layout, how welcoming it feels. So your website deserves that same level of attention.
Exactly. And whether you choose to build that storefront with a pre-designed template or a custom blueprint, the key is to be strategic and intentional. Understand your needs, your budget, and your long-term goals.
Let's do a quick recap of those pros and cons for each approach. Templates offer that appealing combination of affordability, speed, and user-friendliness. They're particularly attractive for solo practitioners or smaller firms just starting out, or for those offering fairly standard accounting services.
But as we've discussed, templates can also come with limitations. Customization options might be restricted, SEO could be a challenge, and they might not be as scalable as your firm grows.
And that's where custom websites often shine.
Yeah.
They give you that greater control over the design, the functionality, the ability to truly differentiate yourself from the competition.
But custom comes at a cost, both financially and in terms of the time and effort involved in building and maintaining a bespoke website. You'll likely need to assemble a team of designers and developers, which adds another layer of complexity.
So it really comes down to weighing those trade-offs and deciding which path aligns best with your unique circumstances. And regardless of which route you choose, there's one factor that's absolutely crucial to your success: SEO.
Absolutely. You can have the most beautiful, user-friendly website in the world, but if it's languishing on page 5 of the search results, no one's going to find it. SEO is the key to attracting organic traffic, to making sure potential clients can actually discover your online presence.
So SEO should be baked into your website strategy from the very beginning.
Yeah.
This might involve learning some new skills like keyword research or understanding concepts like that schema markup we talked about. Or it might make sense to invest in professional SEO help, especially if you're not comfortable with the technical side of things.
I think it's a wise investment for any accounting professional who's serious about growing their practice online. And this brings us back to that overarching theme we've been circling: user experience.
Right. The source material really emphasized how Google is increasingly prioritizing user experience in its search rankings. Fast loading times, mobile friendliness, intuitive navigation, engaging content. These aren't just nice to haves anymore. They're essential for ranking well and attracting clients. But I'm still pondering why this is such a huge focus for Google now.
It's a reflection of how people are using the internet today. We're increasingly impatient, time-pressed, and accessing information on the go. A clunky, slow, or confusing website just won't cut it. Think about your own online behavior. If a website frustrates you, you bounce. And Google is tracking all of this, using these signals to determine which sites provide a truly valuable user experience.
So a website that's slow to load or difficult to navigate could actually be penalized in the rankings, even if it has great content and solid SEO in other areas.
Yeah, exactly. And this is where that decision between a template and a custom site comes back into play. A custom website gives you more control over the technical aspects that influence user experience. You can choose a hosting provider that prioritizes speed work with developers who are experts in mobile optimization and fine-tune every detail to create a truly seamless and enjoyable experience for your visitors.
So it's not just about aesthetics anymore. It's about performance functionality, creating a website that works as hard as you do.
I think that's a great way to put it. And remember, your website isn't a static entity. It needs to evolve along with your practice. Keep your content fresh, stay informed about SEO trends, and be willing to adapt as the online landscape changes.
Well, you've shared so much valuable insight with us today, helping us unpack a topic that, let's be honest, doesn't always get accountants' hearts racing. But as we've seen, choosing the right website strategy is a critical decision, one that can have a huge impact on your firm's success in the digital world. So to our listener, we hope this deep dive has given you the knowledge and the confidence to make that decision wisely, to build an online presence that truly reflects your expertise and attracts the clients you deserve.